Hello again. This is Anthony. To be honest, again from Mission Start Podcast. I just wore it because. But yes, I just got done watching the Ubisoft press conference, and Ubisoft press conference was very strong this year. First of all, no Mr. Caffeine. I'm glad that they got rid of that. So they had two co-hosts, which were pretty okay, except for Toby, which was a real pain in the ass. But yeah, the Ubisoft press conference was really strong. Started out pretty well with Splinter Cell. It showed up more. It was actually a new trailer for Splinter Cell. Then we saw at the Microsoft press conference, and it showed pretty well some new stuff. I can't understand why how Sam Fisher is like in his 50s or like in his late 40s and is still able to move around that much. It's just it's it's just surprising to me. The way it started off is the press conference is that Ubisoft started off with the Just Dance 4 trailer, or kind of like a live on stage concert, like they did have for Dance Central in the Microsoft press conference. Seems so far the theme is at least have one mini concert in the middle of a press conference for some odd reason. But anyways, they showed that off, and it was pretty much like a bunch of dancers on stage with a singer, and they're all dancing at the same time. So yeah, man, I'm gonna sneeze right now. I just know it. But yeah, they did that. They showed off more Assassin's Creed 3, which looked really well. It looks so good. My God, I still gotta finish 1 and 2, but man, Assassin's Creed 3 looks so good, so polished. The way that you can choose to be, with the Americans or with the British, or you can choose either side. But damn, that game looks so good. The graphics looks great. I love the new setting in the colonial era. Um, and again, the theme so far also is like the weapon of choice is bows and arrows. So, but like yeah, it was a great trailer. It was a really strong showing. What else was there? There was a new game they showed off called Zombie U, where it's using the Wii U for the new zombie game that the Ubisoft's making, and it's interesting. It's exactly like a Dead Island trailer, and they showed no gameplay, but it's like the title is called Zombie and then U at the very end. So I'm not quite sure what's about, but it's interesting to say the least. They did show this other game, which got really embarrassing. Is for me, it's like it was called what was it? Something shooter. It was a shooter game, and they were claiming to be esports, and it's like this is specifically for esports and whatnot. So they brought in like two teams, one all 3 versus 3, one team of girls, one team of guys, and this game pretty much where like it's a first person shooter, but you don't see your gun. It's called Shoot Mania. There we go. You don't see your gun, and you move around this environment, and you're shooting other people, and it's geared for the esports, for competition wise. People who play these games like Quake and like Counter Strike, and they're really in tune their skills into these games where they get really good at it. So they had this little wager, or this little a little competition between these two groups, just to show it off, and it looks all right. I mean, I'll be honest, like the graphics may not look the best, and it's just like straight up Quake. It really is like Quake Live, and Quake Live is doing fine by itself. I don't understand why I need another game like this, but to each their own. Far Cry 3. There's one thing that's about this Ubisoft press conference is like it was first tits, then guns, then more guns, then ass, then more guns, and then dancing in the beginning. Because in the beginning of this Far Cry 3 demo, it's like you were straight up. This girl is like how like a, I don't want to say Native American, but like she's pretty much naked right in front of you. You can see her tits and everything. She's bald, and she's like telling you like you are the leader of this group. Lead us to victory. And you wake up and you see all these guys in front of you, and apparently you hold you hold an army, whatnot, at your control. So and you have this tattoo on your arm. So and it's you're on an island, of course, last two Far Cry's, and you're trying to kill this one guy who's been kind of been fucking with you the entire time, and you're chasing after him, but you have to fight his army too. So it's very I'm not quite sure how to describe it. It's very guerrilla-ish as far as like you're in an island, you're doing all this stuff. You have bow and arrow yet again, but you also have guns. But it's very interesting to say the least. It held my attention as well as others watching it. Far Cry 3, probably guys check it out if you get the chance. Um, Ubisoft, it was very interesting this year. Ubisoft or the press conference. I won't lie, but I will say though that I'm trying to think. Like there was games that were showing off. The new Rayman game with the Wii U looks really good. It had this. They showed up this level where it's like very rhythm platformer. If you guys don't know what Rayman I'm talking about the last game they put out, Rayman Origins, but they're making a new one called Rayman Legends, which pretty much is the same game, but this time using the Wii U controller. You could possibly have up to 5 people playing at one time on screen, and they were showing off this rhythm level where like you're moving Rayman across the screen. He's and his friend, and you're running the entire time, and you're going to this beat, this rhythm that they had in the level, which was pretty cool. And a platform, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys don't know what platformer is or what exactly Rayman is, but for the uninformed, platformer is pretty much like Mario. That's basically what it is. It's like a 2D side scroller where you just jump, to platform to platform. But Rayman Legends looks really good. Actually, made me smile. It was actually pretty awesome. And I think
Here's your homework.
Thanks.
You got to vote.
That's my dad. Everybody, say hi. Yeah. Anyways. What was it? What was it? Oh, so yeah. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was what was it? Oh, so there was this game in the last we didn't know anything about they showed off. It was the last demo of the Ubisoft press conference, and it was really good in my opinion. It was the best thing I've seen all day. But it was called Watch Dogs, and if you think of this, think of Deus Ex, but you have the power in your hands, controlling the entire city, like a hacker. Pretty much, it's like you're a hacker, and it's this guy he has a target that he's trying to kill off. So he's he's getting into this nightclub. He shuts off the guy's cell phone, because he was guarding the door, and the guy walks up, pissed off, walks in. And then he talks to the guy, telling him, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm planning to do. And it goes on from there, from him chasing this one guy down, using the power of hacking, the city, as well as, like, the power of just, like, everything in his hands that he can do. But the thing is, though, what the craziest thing about it, because you have to see it to kind of see what I'm talking about. But the craziest thing about this game so far is like, yes, you are a hacker. You can shoot stuff too. It's think of like Deus Ex mixing with like Splinter Cell Conviction. But you have hacking abilities, and then when I mean hacking abilities, I mean like you have a modern day hacker, like they have a pad in their hand, and then whenever they push something, like something goes off, or they can like turn off the lights, they can like turn off the turn signal, where the cars can crash into each other. They can do lots of things. So when the camera pulled back as he was running away, you saw this other guy who also was a hacker. So you have this kind of like 4 or 5, like more people are hackers like this guy was, and you have to, and it makes you wonder like what's gonna happen in this game, like what exactly is going to what's gonna be the main kind of storyline, but also kind of like how this game will work out. It looks really cool. I suggest you guys check it out. It's called Watch Dogs. I think that I'm gonna, but right now, I think that might have won the E3 right now as far as like best of game right now. But time will tell. Anyways, it's 4:30 right now, and about an hour and a half is the Sony press conference. That's going to be pretty big, and yeah, yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be something that we're all gonna have to check out and see what happens. But Ubisoft had a very strong showing. I would go right now as far as like the best press conferences right now. I would go right now. I would say Ubisoft. Who else? There was Microsoft and there was EA. I would say Ubisoft, Microsoft, EA. Well, yeah. So I will go in that order. So depending on what Sony does tonight, who knows? But anyways, alright guys, I'll see you in a bit. Laters.